Hey guys, welcome to another edition of Dan Does Tech Stuff. So today we're just going to be comparing the Switch 2 Pro Controller versus the original Switch 1 Pro Controller. Okay, so this is the Switch 1 Pro Controller that I bought for $69. You can see it's gotten pretty good wear and tear. This thing is a beast. It gets about 40 hours for me, so really enjoy using this. And the main reason is, if you look at the Joy-Cons, especially here on the left-hand side, you don't got a real D-pad. So really, if you wanted to experience like fighting games, for me, side scrollers, you needed to have a proper D-pad. So that's why I opted to get the Switch 1 Pro controller. Okay, so we're gonna go ahead and see what the Pro Controller 2 from the Switch 2 looks like, and see if there's a big difference. So let's go ahead and open that up and see what's inside. Now, kind of the same thing too. If you look at the Switch 2 controller, same situation. Doesn't have a proper D-pad, so that's the reason why I'm getting the Switch 2 Pro controller. Okay, so what you get inside is you got a USB cable here, okay, which is awesome. And let's take a look at how rigid it is. Sometimes these USB cables are pretty rigid. So this one here actually is pretty thin. The original USB cable that came with the Switch 1 Pro controller was really, really thick. So this is really thin. It's not a lot of distance though. I would say it's probably just like 2 feet. So not a lot of distance. It's probably meant to just kind of pair your controller. It's strange because the Switch 2 uses USB-C for a lot of its connectivity besides the dock. And I would probably recommend getting, you probably have these lying around, but just a USB-C to USB-C if you want to just do a direct connect to your console. Okay, so this is what you get in the box though, the controller. Alright, and what else do we got? Let's take a look at the controller itself. And this is what it's all about. Ta-da! Alright, let's take a look at the size. Okay, so we're just looking at pure size. I don't know if it was my eyes, but it looks like the Switch 1 controller is slightly bigger than the Switch 2 Pro controller. What do you think, guys? Okay. As far as button placement, they're all pretty much the same. You got your offset analog sticks. You got your proper D-pad. Okay. Got your capture, you got your home button, same spot, minus and plus, same spot. Buttons look like they might be a tad bit bigger on the Switch 2 controller. Okay. A little more squishy. Okay. Alright, let's see what else on the back. Is there a big difference? So this is more of a matted black. This is more of a glossy color, but take a look. Okay, so this had two textures on it. Look at this. So this had kind of the rubber grips, and this one's got a little groove here to separate that rubber grip from the unit. Okay, this one's just all a unified body. Okay, so all has that same matted black. I really like it. Doesn't look like it leaves a lot of fingerprints. We're not prone to it. Now the big difference is, if you kind of see, is that you've got the C button for that camera for the chat, and then this one of course doesn't have it. Okay, anything else looks different? Okay, this has that translucent look, so this is more of a solid black. Top buttons, let's see, pretty much the same. I think the Switch 1 Pro controller is a little bit thicker, and you'll notice that the indicator lights are a little bit different, but the L, R, Z, R, and ZL buttons look pretty much the same. Let's look at the back. Back looks pretty much the same, minus this has the Pro controller buttons, which you find a lot of Pro controllers these days. It's only got two, kind of like the PlayStation Pro or Edge controller. Okay, and it feels like it's kind of seamless. And then what else? Oh, so the indicator lights are on the bottom on the Switch 1 Pro controller rather than the top. And this one's got an audio jack, so 3.5mm audio jack on the bottom of the Switch 2 Pro controller. And let's take a look at the analog sticks. I think the Switch 2 analog sticks look a little bit thinner, so it looks like it might have a little bit more motion. Let's take a look here. Okay, so just side by side feel, one after another. They both have very smooth analog control motion. But I will say, wow, this one feels way smoother. That one feels way smoother. Oh, and something else to think about. Look at this. So this pivots around that circular ring. And the Switch Pro controller 2 has a natural stop. It doesn't actually hit that side ring, which gives it better motion. That's pretty crazy. Okay, so that's just an observation there. It feels really good here. That feels better. Wow. Okay, so off the bat, that analog stick, that is probably the best analog stick movement I felt. Wow, it feels good. How about the D-pad? Okay, D-pad still. Okay, I'll have to test it out on some fighting games, but D-pad feels a little bit better. I can actually feel a little bit better on the motion. It must have a little middle pivot, but I definitely feel like it feels better. But no, I won't know until I try out some fighting games. Button presses. Okay, it's pretty good. Sounds a little bit different there. Still feels good. Okay, I like the texture on the controller. It feels nice to grip. Having these back buttons will be great, so that way I can configure certain buttons on it that the original one didn't have. So triggers, buttons, okay. Very smooth. Wow, it feels very smooth to press. And it may get worse over time, but for the most part, so it's a little bit more quiet on the Switch 2 Pro controller. Okay. With that said, that's kind of my initial look at it. So I'll come back and play a few Switch games, but I will say off the bat, the analog sticks feel a lot smoother. That's going to be like noticeable, and it does feel a little less chunky. So just me feeling it weight wise, it feels pretty much the same. Yeah, it feels pretty much the same. Okay. All right. Well, one thing to know that the Switch Controller Pro for the Switch 1 does have backward compatibility with the Switch 2, which is great. But if you're looking for all the newer buttons and the ability to wake up your console from sleep mode, the Pro controller is for the Switch 2 is the way to go. But you only miss out on a few things: the chat button, the audio jack on the bottom, and then the back buttons on this controller. So if that's worth an extra $84 for you, that could be one that could make you, kind of let you decide if that's worth the investment. Otherwise, these controllers for me have been phenomenal, and battery life I heard on this gets about 40 hours as well. Okay, so with that said, if you found value in today's video, go ahead and hit the like button. It really helps the channel out, so that way other folks who are looking for maybe accessories for the Switch 2 can benefit from that information as well. If it's your first time coming to the channel, feel free to hit that subscribe button. It really helps me grow, and I can keep posting content like this. And if you want to support me even more, I do have a link in the description where you can buy me a cup of coffee. So with that said, I always say happy gaming to you, and hopefully if you've bought the Switch 2 already, you're enjoying the experience. I always want to make sure that there are accessories to help enhance the gaming experience. Controller is definitely one of them. And yeah, just continue to be patient if you're looking to buy a Switch 2. There's a second wave of inventory coming out. And with that said, take care of yourself and each other, and I will catch you on the next video. With that said, bye for now.